Hi, I'm Bobby. I'm going to create video games. So, even though this is the first video game where we've really spent the time, we're building a studio, we're in the early processes, we're still working setting up our Discord and our Patreons and our social medias. We're moving along with character design, a little bit of animation. I'm reaching out to Unity programmers. This isn't my first rodeo. You see, about 10 years ago, I was working at a home studio. I had a lot of time on my hands, and it was before we opened up the video game store. And so I reached out to some people who I'd met at a local convention, comic convention. He was a 3D artist. So I'm like, hey, would you be interested in designing some characters? I'm thinking about creating a video game. He jumped on it. In the process, we created several characters. We did test footage. 10 years ago, we pulled in some Unity assets and played around with it a little bit. It was taking a little longer than I had hoped, and he was really wanting to publish comics, so we sort of just shelved the idea. I still have all the files. We just sort of went on our way. He went on and published his comic, did a great job, great comic, and now I'm back 10 years later wanting to make video games. The thing is, the video games that I would make now are not the video games I would have done 10 years ago, because my connection now is I want to do more of a 2D game. I understand Unity better. So it's like, okay, then the person and the assets we have were like more 3D. And so it would have been a 3D game, and it was a different game. Back then it was more the characters from the Paradox Wars saga. And this time it's the characters that we're going to announce here in a week or so. But one of the characters that is from then, I want to bring over into this game. So I want to share my screen with you and show a few of the original images and see what you think. So this is the animation turnaround by Andy Kuhn. We reached out to Andy, I think I said, and had him do 4 characters. Andy's an artist who's drawn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's a co-creator and fire breather, and his background's in animation. He's also a hell of a musician, just by the way. And so this came in, I'm like, man, this is awesome. And I like it so much that we're going to bring it into the game that we're working on somehow, some way. So this is a heads up. This is one of the character designs. But let me show you something here that you may not know. The character originated from my early comic book work. The comic book was Blood and Roses, and the Huntarrs played a very major role. You see, the basis of the Huntarr was they came from outer space to a time period in the future where dinosaurs are back alive, and they hunted them for sports. There are several different Huntarrs. They travel in a pack. So it was a lot of fun. So we're thinking this one's a little misplaced, got distracted, or crash landed at this time period of our game. And so that's sort of how it played. But the Huntarr being such a major part of the comic book work that we did, he was, of course, immediately something that the studio who was doing the 3D work latched on to. And this was a high-res image that was created for promotional use that we were going to go around and show at different conventions. This is actually a still from a little movie that was created. It was sort of neat seeing everything moving around. Then there's this. This is something I'm very proud of. I believe was rigged in Maya. It just shows the basic stance pose of the Huntarr. And he's swaying and standing up. You see all the movements. So it is so neat seeing a character that you created so many years ago and go through all the different stages and then get to see him move like that. That's something I never thought I'd get to see, and it's pretty cool. It's really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the Huntarrs into this game. The Huntarr is, for some reason, one of my favorite characters. There's several of them. The character that's going to be in this game is a basic Huntarr. He probably crash landed at some point in time. We'll see how it plays. Never throw anything away or walk away. You might bring it back later, even though it may not be in that 3D form. Now it's going to be a 2D form. Hopefully this helps you out a little bit. This sort of is showing you our process. These figures have been around, so I don't feel bad showing them to you. The studio, like literally, is working on animation right now. We're doing a 2D animation for the opening scene and as a promo piece. So, you know, hang in there. Come back, check us out. Down below will be links to the Skystorm website, our Discord. I think they're setting it all up and getting it verified. If you want to help us build our team, we got a Patreon page. Right now we're posting the prequel comic book over there, so check that out and come back. Hey, we got a lot to share. I've got a lot of history. I got cool stuff to share with you, so take care. Bye.